have finally done it. You have searched the internet high and low and finally came to the definitive site for Star Wars The Old Republic information. That's right, everyone. It's me, Crasus, here today to give you a little bit of information about the economy on Star Wars The Old Republic. Now, I've been listening to a lot of people gripe and cry and complain about never having enough money, and it apparently is going rampant. You have a lot of people who just do PvP. You have a lot of people who, well, you have very few people who just do Galactic Starfighter. You have a lot of people who just can't be bothered to try to find creative ways to make money here in Star Wars The Old Republic. So what I'm here to do is to actually teach you a little bit of a trick in order to make a fair amount of money in case you don't want to go out and do dailies and in case you're a little bit low on the fundage. So I'm actually starting with 85,553 credits. I did a little editing and messed up and didn't actually show you from when I started, so I apologize about this. And as you see, what I've actually done is I just took a decently geared character. My name is Crasus. As you see on the screen, I'm level 60. I'm actually doing a little clicking there, so I do apologize about that. But all I'm basically doing is running through Red Reaper. And Red Reaper is what I have found to actually give you the highest amount of credits per run. I used to do this as a little bit of a trick if I started fresh at another server, and let's say you have the 12 times experience or the double experience, and I would come to a new server. What I would go ahead and do is when I got a character up to max level, I would just get the best gear that I possibly could, and I would go ahead and start doing some Red Reaper runs in order to get a nice little nest egg. Now, as you see, I took Torian here. I take a DPS companion because no one's going to be able to hurt you. I mean, those guys do the little pull, and that's a little annoying, but for the most part, I mean, you're not going to take any damage at all. Also, of course, I like using the mercenary in this particular situation because I have the death from above. As you see, plenty of AoEs to go around. One thing that I wish I would have done is not have to channel the tracer missile so much. However, how they have everything set up now, I mean, you just have a lot of instant attacks. It's a nice character to take through. Now, this is not ideal. Let me go ahead and put that out there. This is not the ideal way to make money. In this game is much like life. You should work smarter, not harder. And this still is work, okay? You're going to get around 70,000 credits every time you run this. It's going to take you about 15 minutes. And so 70k in 15 minutes is not a bad haul. And you basically do it over and over and over again, probably until you want to stick something in your eye. Like I said, it's not ideal. The best way to make money in-game is the best way to make money in real life. It's allowing your money to work for you when you're not doing anything. And so the richest Americans, they obviously invest, they play the stock market, they have a lot of things going on, so even when they're sleeping, they're making money. And so the best way to make money on this game is actually to go and find out what the market rates are on a few things, craft items, put them up, find actual items that are selling for a lower price than they should be, and then basically someone trying to undercut someone too much, and you buy that up and you just put it back on. That's the best way to make money. Also, continuing to send all of your guys out all the time to get crafting materials and craft things with them and sell them, because everyone's still leveling up, especially with 12 times experience coming on. People are going to be leveling up more characters, and so by far that's the best way. However, this is my little trick to show you what to do if you don't actually want to take the time to learn the market talk, to learn the language, or if you just can't be bothered to sit in front of the GTN in your off time. And so as you see, I'm just basically killing everything that I can personally find. I'm making sure to loot everything. I mean, every credit is precious, and so you want money, this is basically how you do it. Now, if you're a PvPer and you're looking to make some extra funds, You can't really queue up and just do this while you're waiting for a queue pop, because your queue pop is going to happen and you're not actually going to finish. You're not actually going to get a lot of money. It would just be the same as you running around killing random crap. Flashpoints do work better in the fact that you're in, a semi-confined area with a lot of mobs, a lot of interactions occurring, and so it might be easier to actually, now that I think about it, find like a level 50 flashpoint to do this with. I'm not quite sure. I haven't went out to actually try to do the math. I have ran this and did this, like I was talking about before, many times, and basically over the average, like I said, it gives you about 70k a run, and so it's a pretty good haul. I guess I need to do a little bit more research to see if actually doing something like False Emperor, something like that, where you could still solo it, but you have so many more mobs, and all of them, I would imagine, would actually drop credits. And so that actually might be a little more profitable, and with the level increase in the gear, you could easily solo it. Now, when I first started doing this, it was level 55, and this was pretty much the highest level thing that you could easily solo. You didn't have to really worry about a lot of things, and so that's why I gravitated toward Red Reaper as opposed to others. And then, it actually turned out to be very beneficial for me. Like I said, I personally don't like to do this. This is not something that I do all the time. This is something that I would do just to get a nest egg, so I could actually start doing a little moving and shaking on the GTN, and then actually make a significant amount of cash. Now, another thing that you can do is you can get a crafting, just to get you a little breathing room, even starting at level 1. What I like to normally do is get some type of gathering skill, like archaeology. And basically what I used to do, and I'm not sure if you could get away with this anymore, but I used to basically just send my robot out, my companion, to get Rubat crystals over and over and over. And eventually I would get a stack of 99. It wouldn't take very long to do that while you're playing and leveling up. And then I would take that stack of 99 and I would sell it for about 30k. Now, I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked at the price of Rubat crystals lately. You probably can't get 30k for them now. I know back in the day you could. That gives you a little breathing room. It gives you a little room to actually buy things that you might need for your character. I mean, in reality, what do you really need when you're leveling up? But, that's another option that I had. And also, as far as the market goes, look for rank 3 mats, I believe. Those are generally harder to get, so you can get some stacks of those. They actually sell for higher prices, generally speaking. However, I haven't really checked the market recently. How I've actually been making money recently, since I've returned to the game, is I had a plethora of old school cartel items, and I basically, it's embargoed now, and so I basically just put them on the GTN. And the other thing is like the WL-29 blaster pistol. I actually picked one up the other day for 59k. Right off the GTN, turned right around, put it up for 225k, sold it within an hour. But it's any way to make money. I find doing the GTN interesting. It's almost kind of like fantasy stock market or something, because that's what you're basically doing. I mean, these are commodities and you're speculating on them. And so that's all you're doing. The only difference is you do have some means of production, so you're not just speculating, because you can actually add to the market by your gathering and in the crafts that you actually make. But in any case, oh, by the way, watch this part. I did a death from above, right? You saw it. I marked it. It was right on them, right? They're still shooting at me. Look at this shit. Look at this. Nothing. Not a single one of them dead. Look, full energy. What? They were out for like 5 seconds before I started that as well. It's bullshit. Anyway, thanks BioWare. Wonderful game. So you murder those guys. You keep on going. Make sure also when you're in this area that you stay away from the wall. With a little guardrail area right there, because you can get knocked off, as you see Torian just got belted off the rail there. It's going to be a little more difficult for the Crusader to actually hit you. However, there is a possibility, and that will add to your time to actually complete this, and therefore reduce the profitability of it. So anyway, you just kill these guys and keep moving. I mean, the secret is no secret. You just kill everybody. I mean, it's money. So you basically just keep moving on. Eventually, we're going to get to the bridge. Once again, you know, like I said, just don't get knocked off. Make sure that you hit your hydraulic overrides or something like that when you run through. There could be a chance that you get knocked off. I mean, these guys are pulling you, and so they could probably knock you away. That adds to the time, and your profitability will go down. You know, it really just surprises me how people have had difficulty making money. It's I mean, I at one time had hundreds of millions of credits. I think I had 250 million at my highest peak at one time. It is known that I actually did get into some issues for selling credits, so I used to do that. So you should never do that. I got busted doing that, and when you work with companies that actually do buy and sell gold, they are the scum of the earth, so make sure that you don't do it. Now we're running up here on Darth Ickle. You know, just a little side note here, this is one of my favorite flashpoints in the game. It's an interesting storyline to it. Everything has interesting mechanics. Back in the day, it was quite difficult, especially at the very beginning as you run through. The other thing too is, of course, sometimes when you at the very beginning, those guys are invisible, so you can't really hit them, and so that does make for an interesting experience indeed. This particular guy, you have to run, make sure to get your companion to follow you, and you have to interrupt the little assistants Icarul's chosen, so the lightning will then go to them, and then you can go back and beat the dog shit out of Icarul. But yeah, like I said, you know, this whole process, I think I'm about 12 minutes in or something at this particular moment. Once, you know, the chosen's done, you put your companion back on attack, and then, you know, just go put the beat down back on Icarul there. But like I said, you know, 12 minutes in, not a bad chunk of change. Like I said, by the time I get off and get back onto the fleet to actually turn the quest in, which is important, make sure you do get the quest, make sure you turn the quest in. That's going to give you about 6,000 credits, and so that's going to add to, once again, to the profitability of this venture. And so make any credit count, so make sure you get it. But, you know, like I said, this is mainly for those guys who you don't want to look at the GTN all day. You can, you know, just run your mouth in Ventrilo, or who uses Ventrilo anymore? This isn't WoW. TeamSpeak or Mumble. You know, just jaw jack with some of your buds. Put on some tunes. You know, a lot of people, I understand, you know, set days to actually go out and make money for the guild. I mean, just think, like, we had back in the day a drive to get money when we were buying our guild ship for the Pork Chop Express on the Shadowlands, and I wanted to put in 100k a day. Well, doing this gives you on average 70k, so I could do this twice and I would be above my goal, and that takes 30 minutes, and I don't have to run my ass all the way down to some shitty ass planet. I don't have to bust all the way down to Yavin 4 in order to do it. I can just go hit it and, you know, get it done. Just, it takes 30 minutes and then go on about my day. And so 30 minutes, you know, you'll get, like I said, 140,000 credits or so. Look at that sexy man right there, Darth Malgus, you champ. Got a little evil going on. So what you do is, like I said, you know, you just turn this in. You got all the credits, and now I'm going to go sell everything that I got. See, all this is what I sold. I mean, is what I got, and I'm just selling it all. And as you see, I got that Sith artifact. Now that's a bonus, because I don't want to sell that to the vendor. I don't know how much the vendor is going to give me. But as you see right now, what is that? 159,268. And so that's a pretty good chunk of change. So like I said, I started out at 85,553. And so that is actually a gain of 73,713 credits. Now, what I'm doing now is, as you see, I got my little cop car, the best mount that you can get on the GTN in the game, bar none. If you don't have that, make sure you get that. It's the Troll Patrol. It's so much fun, especially on RP servers. I do have a little bit of troll in me. I think you guys probably know that by now. So anyway, if you look right now, Tyrell wants 100K. Please. You just made enough money to help her or him on his way. You could actually take the money to give 100K to that person. But as you see, the lowest priced Sith artifact is 373,000. So I got a bonus, right? So look, boom, I put it up there, and I'm not sure it'll sell. Like, just because they're up there doesn't mean that they'll sell like that. But boom, I just go ahead and put in 370K. If I get that, I mean, look. Well, I hope that you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you put any comments if you have any questions, or you just want to tell me how great or shitty of a job that I have done. This is the new channel where Crasus will be. We'll have a lot of new material on there, Star Wars related and other. So make sure that you do subscribe. And remember, kids, every Star Wars The Old Republic adventure begins with a password. So make sure you log on.